Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the HireMyVA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking your bank. I said bank, not back. Hey, one of these days I'm going to come up. I'm not going to come up with new ways or whatever for that, but breaking your back. No, we don't want to break your bank.
No.
Your back. Well, anyway, I'm Dave Braun. I'm son of Dave Braun. I'm here with Larry Broughton.
Hey,
friend, partner, and back home after being evacuated.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you, Dave. I love you. I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. All right. Yeah. Let's get into the topic for today. Today's topic is I don't have the time to train anyone as I'm already so underwater. So you may be thinking that if you are thinking about hiring a person, maybe for the first time, you may not have the time to train anyone because you're just so swamped right now.
Yeah. You know what? We've got past members of this program who said that exact thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm so in the weeds. I forget what the actual quote is. But they couldn't handle the business load that they currently have, knowing that they're going to have to actually train somebody. Well, I think, Dave, one of the things that we need to do is when we hire any team member, and I'm calling them team member for a reason, is that people want to be on winning teams, right? They don't want to feel like they're out there by themselves. But when you have a team member or when you invest money, what do? You recognize that the effort I put into this today, the sacrifice I put into this today is going to pay off in the future, right? And so you're right, it's going to take you time, but if you don't do this, what's the alternative? And before I get to that, about the alternative, we have to, one of the problems I think that we have as a society is we want a quick fix to everything, right?
Microwave. Yeah.
Oh exactly. To microwave society. We want immediate satisfaction. We want somebody to come in and save the day today. And believe me, I believe we're in COVID right now when we are recording this thing. I think a lot of people doesn't want this to be over. However,
I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Those folks that are investing their time and energy into pivoting their businesses, creating a new skill, are preparing for the future. And so that's the same way when you're bringing team members on board. My son is in lacrosse and he's 16 years old. And I love my son just about more than anything in the world, but he's part of this society. He wants to be an immediate rock star when he was playing drums or when he walks in the field. He wants to be the all-star immediately. But we have to invest time and energy into this. And I'm just telling you, folks, sometimes you got to put in the extra long hours. Sometimes you do have to pull the all-nighters. This is hard work, this whole entrepreneurship stuff, launching a new business. But I promise you, if you follow the program, we take a lot of the guesswork and the training out of it for you. Yeah. We can help you get someone on board very quickly, right? We've got people who have done it in 2 weeks. Dave just did it recently in 10 days. From the time we identified that we needed somebody to going through the entire vetting, interviewing, and having somebody start was a 10-day process. Okay. So if you're going out on your own to do this, it would take you a whole lot longer, but it's an investment in time. It really is.
Absolutely.
Oh, I was going to say this other thing about where I kind of deferred. What if you don't do this, Dave? What if they don't invest the time? What do you think is going to happen, Dave?
Well, you're gonna head towards burnout if you're not already almost there, and your business is gonna collapse, soon. And either you're gonna collapse or the business is gonna collapse, right?
Right.
And I've gotten to the point, and sometimes I'm still at that point, and I know that something is wrong where all of a sudden I'm ready to yell at a customer or a client.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
Right? They text me out of the blue. I'm like, what are you texting me for? That's not a good sign, Nathan Ingram, my mentor, a business mentor of mine, one of them, he's been my web coach for a long time. Yeah. He says, be careful not to build a business that you hate.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're working for yourself, you've got some limitations there. Yeah. Your time, your own efforts, your own intelligence, and there's going to be limitations, and you got to decide, am I going to live with those limitations and just have a something on my own, which is totally fine. Or do you want to grow a team and expand and increase your significance into the world, right?
Yeah. And oftentimes burnout, it doesn't just come from too much work. More often than not, it comes from too much work in areas that are outside your strength or outside your comfort zone, right? And this is why you want to bring on VAs. This is why one of the exercise tools that we have is this 3-column exercise to identify what are those things that you are currently doing that you're not great at and that you don't love.
Right.
If you're doing things that you're not great at and that you don't love, those are perfect things to have a VA start doing. Right. And so usually those things that we're great at and that we love, we tend to get them done much more quickly. We find more joy in it. And if you could imagine, if you're doing things that in which you're more joyful, you'll show up with your clients with a more happy, lighthearted, joyful spirit. And people want to be around those types of people. People don't want to be around stressed out, angst, bad energy, negative people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's another belief related to this that I was just listening to, basically a podcast. And they talked about when you're building your team and you're hiring somebody, they said, make sure you just, set aside the time to train them and realize that they're not going to get that much done for a while. And I was like, what? That's crazy. When you hire correctly, there's some time when somebody's going to have to take to get used to things, but they should start being able to do a few things right away. Otherwise, you're not hiring right. If you have to sit and train them for 3 months to do something,
you're right.
Then there's something wrong.
Well, let's not get stuck on it. You do have to train them. You have to train them. I want to say this one more time. You have to train them. But if you're hiring somebody who this is their strength, or they've got some experience in this area and they share your core values and they understand your mission, the training period ought to be much shorter. But once they're on board, we ought to dedicate a certain number of hours a week or quarter to training to expand their skill set. I think that's really important. And Dave, you did something I think that is really important. Finally, we got to the point where as soon as we started bringing VAs on board, we started having them document everything that they do, because the truth is, no matter who you hire, they're not going to be with you forever.
That's right.
Rare that you're going to make that first hire and they're with you 15 years later.
Yeah.
It just really is. So what you want them to do when you bring somebody on board is start documenting everything that they do. How are they doing it? Recording it, doing videos, however you want to document it, so that in the event that they do leave, you've got all that documentation. So the onboarding and training the next time around is easier. Okay. But you also, even if they stick around, what if they get sick? What if they have to take a leave of absence, and you have to have somebody come in part-time or short-term? That's always a good thing to do.
Yeah. And they're really, it isn't really that difficult to start setting up your systems. You can say, well, I really don't have much in the way of systems right now as far as training videos and all that kind of stuff. Well, that shouldn't stop you from hiring somebody. Hire somebody, and then guess what? Have them on a Zoom call with you and record that, train them while you're recording, and then you've got a 2-for-1 right there.
That's right.
And then that goes into your overall training system.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I tell you, getting a VA on board, it just opens up a new world. You start thinking a lot more strategically instead of tactically, and it's the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other thoughts?
I think we got this one. But hey, listen, folks, if we didn't cover this well enough and you're in the community, please go to the community, ask questions. That one of the most powerful elements of this whole program and this masterclass is the community. So if there's something that Dave touched on or I touched on and we didn't go over it enough or kind of triggered an idea, go to the community, ask the question, and not just us, but our VAs and the fellow community members can help flesh out the challenge that you're facing. Or you can write the question, and wherever you find that this podcast is on a variety of different podcast sites, you can ask your question or make your comment right here, wherever you find this video.
All right.
How about you, Dave? Anything else?
Actually, there is one other thing. A lot of times when we think of this training somebody, we're thinking of, oh my gosh, that person knows nothing. Well, most of the time they're coming in with a lot of skill sets on their own and some background, and then you're just training them maybe the way that you do it. So it's a slight tweak, right? So it's not like it's going to take you hours and hours and hours of time, right? It's more like training them into the way you do things, not exactly how to do it, if that makes sense.
It does. And that just triggered one more thing. Sorry, folks. Yeah. but one of the things that we do talk about is the whole Mike thing, right? Do you remember this? Motivation, integrity, and capacity. So the key here is during the hiring process, hire somebody who's highly motivated, got lots of integrity, and has tons of capacity. They may not have the experience doing it, but they got the ability to learn quickly to help you grow. And we help you through that during the prepare and hire modules.
All right.
That's awesome. It for me.
Okay. Well, I think it's it for me. Oh, no, one more thing. No. All right. All right. We're done. All right. Thanks, folks. Thank you for being on with us today, for listening. Thank you for your time. It's valuable. And remember, though, building a team to have support you, etc., is the way to reclaim your freedom. We're here to help you. So 3 things for you to do. We'd love you to do those. We'd really appreciate it. So subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already done so. Number 2, give us a rating. Obviously, we'd love 5 stars, but do what you need to do there. And number 3 is go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course and community. Pricing, offerings are changing all the time. So go there for the latest. But no matter what we've got there, remember, even without experience, you'll learn how to prepare for, hire, and thrive with virtual assistants. Mary and I, we've helped, a lot of people. We're helping people as we speak, and we'd love to help you too. So again, go to HireMyVA.com for more information.
That's right. And do yourself a favor, folks. Do the world a favor. You were put here to do something awesome, to do something great. Now go do something significant today. Go get them.
Bye.